Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day to my FYP coordinator Sir Azman, my supervisor Prof MADYA Dr. PALSAN, our panelists, and you watching this video. Today, I'm going to present to you what I call the proposal presentation. So, without further ado, let's start with my first slide. As you can see here, my name is SYUHADA binti AMINUDDIN. My MATRIC ID is F18B0022. My supervisor is Prof MADYA Dr. PALSAN, SANNASI bin ABDULLAH. For my final year project, I will conduct a project that called The Effect of Compost Made with Kitchen Waste Towards the Growth of the Water Spinach Ipomia aquatica. So, the topic is Effect Compost Made with Kitchen Waste. So, what is a compost? Compost is made by decomposing organic materials into simpler organic and inorganic compounds. I will explain the detail later, so let's continue with the overview of my project. For the overview of my project, I will start with the background of my project with a few subtopics. Next is the problem statement, where I state all the problems in real life. Then, let me go to the third chapter, which is the objective of my project. Furthermore, I will state the hypothesis in my project. After that is the literature review chapter, which I will explain all the influence that I want to investigate from the literature and also the scholar. Last but not least is the methodology of the project, all the materials, method, and also the analysis I will use to conduct in this project. So, I have explained the overview of my proposal presentation. So, let's start with the first topic, which are the research background. Okay, for the background, there is three subtopics that I will explain it. Kitchen waste. Kitchen waste is the leftover of solid waste production while we prepare and process the food from the kitchen, usually in a large quantity. Kitchen waste also is a part of the domestic waste. Next is about composting. Composting is when the organic material is decomposed or breakdown from the large into the smaller organic and inorganic compound in the presence of the oxygen by microorganisms. It also is the safe procedure for the management of waste. Usually, compost will take 3 to 6 months, but to reach the compost become matured, it also take around 3 or to 4 months before we will use it. Okay, next is the spinach water Ipomia aquatica. This plant is a semi-aquatic plant that grows commercially in the South Asian. It is widely grown naturally in the water and also moist soft soil with the least of the care. Now, we are done with my background of my project. As every answer needs a question, so every project needs a problem. My project is going to solve the problem that I will explain it in the problem statement. Here are the problems that I found that led me to develop of my project. Firstly is the management of municipal solid waste that still use an old method that only collected, transported, and also disposed into landfill. The waste become not as a resource because the attempts are limited to recycle into beneficial products. Second, the households is generate large amount of kitchen waste every day. So, their method to handle the kitchen waste just dispose it by throwing away into the garbage. So, all the waste are thrown into in an open landfill site. So, this condition can lead into the environmental quality to deteriorate. There are three main objectives that I want to achieve in development of my project. Okay, firstly, I want to use organic kitchen waste for compost making. Second, I want to measure the effect of the kitchen waste composting. My last objective, I want to monitor the impact of the kitchen waste compost on the growth of water spinach Ipomia aquatica. So, those are the three objectives that I want to accomplish after creating my project. So, let's see my point for the hypothesis in my project. So, here this is hypothesis. For the null hypothesis, the effect of compost made with the kitchen waste has no changes toward the growth of the water spinach, while the alternate of the hypothesis, the effect of compost made with the kitchen has changes toward the growth of the water spinach. So, let's continue with the literature review, where I listed all the literature that I refer to complete my proposal. For the literature review, there are some literature that I refer before I conduct my project. From this literature, I want to find the proper compost that need an adequate carbon to nitrogen ratio as essential their properties. And the preferred compost method is depend on selecting the production scale, quality materials, geography, and also climate environment. I want to know the main factor that involved in composting process according to Abston's say, and also the carbon nitrogen ratio in compost. According to the Van der Werf, Fuchs, Ravis, and Thermoschizens state that it important role of microorganisms in composting in their finding. And according to Chai, et al. 2018, they state that about aerobic composting method is their presence of oxygen in composting. Okay, for the Arthur Cormelis et al. 2017, their finding is about the anaerobic composting method, while Khalid 2016, their finding is about the effective microorganism that will help to accelerate the process of composting that can produce the high quality final compost. Okay, for the Bartok, Rappel and Diagonal 2018, their finding told that microorganism actually is naturally developed during the composting process directly or indirectly by adding the additive that can change the aeration temperature, moisture content, nutrient availability, and also the pH. Last but not least is Kranz et al. 2020 state that addition of organic matter also can enhance the increase of the plant evolute water during the relationship in plant water. So, those literature are really important for me to complete my proposal. In the part of methodology, I have listed all the materials, apparatus, and also the preparation and also the analysis that I needed to use for complete my project. So here, the material that I will be used to develop my project. The main material is the food waste, dry leaf with a small branch, newspaper, fruits and vegetables, scrap and grass clippings. These all the material for the composting. And also we need an additive, effective microorganism, EM1, non-chlorinated water, molasses and also the organic salt. For the equipment apparatus that I need is polybag, work glove, bins with cover, shovel spade, balancing, ruler, measuring tape and also drills. For a polybag, actually I want to plant the water spinach, and that is important to do my project. Okay, for the methodology, I will prepare the making compost samples. Firstly, I must put the bin composter by drilling the hole 4 to 6 inch by all the side of the bin and the several hole in the bin base. Then I will obtain the compost ingredient and all the largest ingredient I will be chopped or shredded into the smallest pieces. Then I will adding the ingredient rich in the carbon, which is brown material, and also nitrogen is the green material in alternate layer like this. Then I will add the EM, effective microorganism, to give to the compost sample. Then I will add it to water to keep the compost moist but not too wet, to maintain the 50% to 60% in each composting. To make sure that the compost is already matured, all the material will turn to dark color with no remnant of wood or waste that left in the compost. So here we can see that is the work of the flow chart that I will be used to develop my project. Okay, formulation of compost sample with EM treatment. Okay, the compost I will follow the table, which is the material, kitchen waste, organic, dry leaf and newspaper is based on their carbon nitrogen ratio. For compost sample, I will make 4 sample, F1, F2, F3 and F4. All the sample is used the same compost their ratio, but for F1, we do not put the EM treatment due to the F1 is the control. F2 I will put 10%, F3 I will put 5% and F4 I will put 3% only. Okay, for the sampling and data collection of the water spinach, their growth performance I will observe based on their parameter given. height of the plant, length of the root, length of the freshness, and also the number of the leaves. While for the data analysis, the production of compost is made from the kitchen waste that will use to determine the effect of growth of the water spinach. All the analysis are conducted in the triplicate to validate the empirical data to ensure the representativity of the result. So all the reported parameter we use mean and also the standard deviation of the value on the 12 sample which is taken for the analysis. So all the data we obtain by using the ANOVA, using the SPSS for the statistical significance of the result. So here this is the reference that I use. With the reference is done, I have complete presenting all my presentation. Thank you for lending your eyes to see my video presentation, and also thank you for lending your feet to hear my point in my presentation. So that's all from me. Bye bye.